right, The Substance, guys. We just seen this not long ago.
Summoning,
Coralie, well, how do you say her name? Forgeet?
Don't ask me.
Forgeet?
sounds about as good as I can say it.
Her brand new movie. She's the director of Revenge. What did you guys think of this one? What were your initial reactions?
Very much Death Becomes Her vibes, which I love.
It did have those vibes.
Like,
Yeah,
definitely.
the plot's is similar, but just ramped up to 6,000.
11.
Yeah, until at the end it's just off the rails.
Yeah.
It goes insane, yeah. I personally loved it. I was crazy about it. I mean, the opening with I thought was genius. The Walk of Fame. I thought that was awesome. How you show the Walk of Fame or the star like in perfect condition. It decays over time, just like the star herself.
It did seem like it crumbled pretty quick, though. I don't know how long those things take to crumble, but within like 30 years
yeah,
it crumbled. I don't
roughly.
know how long it lasts, but
Yeah, it did get cracks and all
but
that.
yeah, I get the symbolism.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So basically the plot, it's about Demi Moore. She's an aging movie star, or like TV movie star, and she's got like wrinkles and stuff. She's very, I guess, vain, and she wants to look younger, so she finds this drug.
I don't think the point is that she's vain. I think the point is
The industry.
the industry
Yeah.
pushes her out because she's aging.
Yeah.
And that's what makes her feel that way.
That's what I meant, yeah.
It's like a last resort. She's like, I have to do this or they're going to forget about me and not care. So
Yeah, so how does she end up in the hospital in the first place? I forget. What was it?
Did she go for like a checkup? And then one of the nurses was like,
Well, the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy, nurse, he said like, he passes her like a card or something, right?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, the nurse like just checking her out. He's like checks her spine.
yeah.
Yeah, and he said, you're a
and
good
she's
candidate.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Aren't I done? He's
He
like, just a second.
He like pinched it, yeah.
And he goes, you're a good candidate, and gives her the card.
And then she ends
You find out later, like, he is doing the same thing.
Yeah, so he's a young version of someone who else is, doing the same thing. So it's basically, he gives her the card to a substance on the black market that creates another version of her that's in her prime. Like 30
basically
years
like
later.
a clone that looks different from you, but younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this movie had some awesome visuals, and like, as far as like, my emotions were all over the place when I was watching. It was just a roller. I was cringing.
Goose.
Oh yeah, I was cringing at times. I was laughing hysterically. I was going, oh my God, and I messaged the director on Instagram, and she actually loved my message. I said, yeah, it's just, I was all over the place. It was one of the best viewing experiences I've had in a long time. And by the end of it, I'm just like, chef's kiss, you know what I mean? And just an awesome ideas, and executed awesome. Had comedic moments. It had extreme like gore and violence, and it had great acting, just a lot of style and great production quality. Yeah.
The logistics made no sense to me.
How so? What logistics?
Like, the new version of her doesn't have a full name. How is she getting paid? Leases. Nobody bats an eye that like a new young person is in a multi-million-dollar apartment.
No, she did have a name. First of all,
She didn't have a full name. She did not. They only gave her a first name. They only referred to her in the first name.
Yeah, what was it?
Don't
again?
argue with me.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing. No, I'm saying, what was the first name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, but she did have a first name.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that was the point. Like, I don't like that they overlooked that because she's beautiful.
I get what you're saying. There's lots of things
But like,
that they didn't explain.
And then, like the step, like, I think a lot of this was intentional, but it's just like things I noticed in the movie. Like, she just properly knew how to do the steps with such minimal directions. Like, she just opened the box and knew what to do with those components.
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's so absurd. Like, what are they going to do? Break
The
down?
plot in itself is absurd, so let's just skip these
Yeah.
parts
Yeah.
and not explain every little
And
thing.
then, like, she perfectly knew how to build a hidden room in her
I
bathroom.
know, that was kind of
Out of
wild.
That
nowhere?
was impressive.
She's like a contractor.
That was
And then,
impressive.
like, one size fits all because she just has that dress, and then when she's like a monster, she puts it on and it just fits.
Well, yeah, it was like stretched.
Well, yeah,
and all
but it's
that,
like
yeah.
just some of that stuff. But and then, what the fuck were up with his shoes? Why did he have metal tap shoes on the whole time?
Which
Like
character?
the director, like the
Dennis
boss?
Quaid?
Yeah,
Did he?
He had like metal heeled shoes
extra
on.
loud, yeah.
Like no, like
I
if
don't
they
know.
showed them and they're legit like metal heels. No idea why.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Also,
That
were they,
wasn't a problem with the movie. I was just like, what the fuck is his shoes?
Were they connected mentally? So like, She was. They were like the same person, or did they have their own?
Well,
Did they know what each other were
it
doing?
seemed like they were
didn't explain
connected,
that,
but
like-
not too connected. You know what I mean?
I know it was very loose,
Yeah.
like the explanation.
The sound was unreal.
Yeah, it was great.
Like the sound design
It was
was
great. Yeah.
I said it went. She went like, because basically the young one starts stealing time from the old one.
Yes.
And I said she
And
went from.
the old one starts to age
Yeah.
rapidly because of that. She'll wake up with like
Yeah.
a super wrinkled finger, and then it just
said
goes to 11. And
she
she's
went from the Yahtzee lady
yeah.
in The Visit to like Barbarian mixed with the Penguin. And then finally, like Society, that movie where they're just like
Yeah.
blobs that are.
They're freaks.
Yeah, because there was strict rules with the substance. You
And
have
then-
to wake them up after 7 days, or
Yeah.
else it backfires like crazy. And
Yeah.
she just abused it. She was having
Yep.
too much fun.
Which
The
I
young
think,
one.
which the
So-
point is that always happens.
That was for
Yeah,
sure going to
Because
happen.
she met up with she saw the old guy who was the old version of the nurse that gave
Yeah.
you the card, and he goes, "Has she started stealing from you yet?"
Yeah.
And
It was
like,
guaranteed to happen.
yeah.
That's where you're like, here we go.
The young version just wants to be young all the time.
Like-
Wants that prime, that feeling.
She saw that like when she
Very
would wake up, there'd
selfish.
just be food everywhere and wrappers. She's
Yeah.
like, what is she doing?
It was crazy. The food was
It
crazy.
was funny, man.
Then, also, I feel like I wrote this at first, and then after thinking about it, I was like, I think that's part of the point. But I was like, really, an exercise show is like how they're the biggest celebrity in the world, an exercise show. But then I think that's the point. Is she's trying to say like Hollywood treats women like that's the only show that they're going to be the star of is like a fitness show because they're attractive.
yeah, yeah.
And
Using
then,
their looks and their body.
Like
yeah.
very Requiem for a Dream feel with like the segues and then like the addiction and the gross infection.
Yeah, they
Ooh,
repeated it so
yeah.
many
But like
times.
when they do stuff and it's the weird like just blurring like stray behind lights like during the segues was kind of the same.
That was
Yeah.
cool. It was very cool.
I said woman against woman crime when it's yourself is crazy.
It really is.
Like it was just like hate for yourself. They were just like destroying themselves.
You
the
know
whole
what
time.
scene was really funny is when she was cooking and she had aged a lot and her hair was gray and
Eating
she's
the eggs.
lifting up the
good,
eggs
spraying
and,
everywhere.
and watching her on TV just getting irate and
She was
stuff.
watching like an interview and she's like, yeah, I just, work out every day. And she's like,
Elizabeth.
do you? And just spraying eggs on her face.
Elizabeth
so
was her
bitter.
name. Elizabeth is the adult, like the older one.
Yes. I forget the young version's name.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And then I said, I didn't know she trained flying knees with Jorge Masvidal.
Man, she kicked her
And then
across the
she
room.
lands a 300 front
Yeah.
kick.
Yeah.
That was gnarly.
Yeah, man, it was violent at times.
But then they
At
had to
times,
throw
it
in
was so
fucking
violent.
teeth and nails at the end just to make sure they did it.
Oh!
Like when it's transitioning into the craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just they're like, oh, you know what? We didn't do nail or teeth stuff. Let's hit both of those hard
Pulling
right
out
now.
full teeth.
Did
Also, when she's pulling her teeth out, why did she keep going? Like you pulled one tooth out. That's
I know.
enough. Why
I know.
did you just keep? Maybe this
yeah,
one's
it was
loose,
so
too.
graphic too. Did either of you see it going that direction or that hard? I kind of had a feeling. I'm
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
she's
I
gonna be
didn't-
on stage and she's
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
I-
think it was gonna go like that hard all within like a couple minutes, but I thought it would eventually get there.
I thought so, too,
I didn't
yeah.
think it was gonna be like everything's somewhat normal, a little crazy, and then just she hits the stage and then just
It goes to 11.
so
yeah.
third level
That's what
33.
made me love it so
I
much.
seen it coming, and I seen her.
The people in the theater did not see it coming.
I seen it go when she was walking down the hallway with the mask. I'm like,
Well,
here
so-
we go.
Oh, and she
I
baby.
said,
was like,
that's a
was
lot
like
of-
draining her over and over. I was like internally begging, like, please come out of there like a full monster.
I was like, that's a lot of old white dudes that like greeted her.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I said, if Gremlins taught us anything, it's that people can't follow a few easy steps.
Yeah. No, it's just like, I mean, I think she's trying to say something about like young people who are just like selfish in a way. You know what I mean? Like
Trying to tell people about the industry.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is
the
that
industry too. But I mean,
the whole standard for
From the
women
guys being
is
in it, that
brutal.
only cared about the young chick. Every guy in it, even her neighbor, was like, "Hey, if you want to come over and come right here."
I know that's one of the messages, but I do think that she's trying to say something about the younger generation as well. I mean, not caring about the older generation. That
I
could
think
be
it's mainly
something.
the industry, man.
That too. But when she first came out of her spine, I was like, man, my jaw hit the floor.
It's an awesome
That
way to do
was
it.
gnarly.
I had like old couples, like 7 of them in the theater, and I was shocked that was the crowd. they sat right next to me. When that happened, the lady goes, "Oh!" Like audibly gasped.
Oh, that's great.
When she curled her hair, when she only had a couple hairs left,
Oh,
it was
that was
beautiful. Comedy gold. Like, it was
beautiful,
just
yeah.
so good.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually clapped in the theater when that boob came out of her, like you know what I mean?
Dude,
Like,
Sophia got disgusted with me. I go, for like being a weird oddity of just a boob, I was like, it's pretty symmetrical. It's like
It
a
really-
pretty nice
it
boob.
is, with like
To be
a tentacle.
And then also I just said tits out for New Year's because like that was like a New Year's and NBC like the ball drop.
Yeah.
And all the dancers were just
was wondering
naked.
that,
I was
too.
like, that's crazy.
It was crazy.
And then I said I didn't know I was walking into a Watain show. Like he's a black metal band that's notorious for just throwing blood on the crowd.
Yeah, when that was happening, I was like, "Oh my God, they're."
That's-
look
I
like
thought
straight
the,
dead
I thought the
alive,
old
like
people.
that.
Oh, man.
I thought the old couple sitting by us was going to walk out, but they did not. They
that's
just-
perfect.
They did say,
Man.
"I don't know what I just watched." But
When you do a horror, some horror you just need to go to 11. That's one of them. And
well, I mean,
if
yeah,
it wouldn't-
body horror especially.
If it wouldn't have gone to 11, I don't think it would have been that good. But it went to 11, and it was so good.
Yeah, I can forgive so many like unexplained holes and stuff just because it's so absurd and so
Yeah.
fun toward the end.
That's
You're
what I feel
don't
like-
care.
Yeah. If you're going if you're going absurd, go all the way.
Yeah, it's
that
perfect.
way, it takes away any questions we may have, and it's just like, oh well,
Yeah,
I'll let
anyone
that
who
slide.
watched it like can't even be mad at the end. They're like, that was just so
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved just like,
Same.
and then the end was so perfect when it showed her star, and she was just a blob crawling onto the star, and it was just like chef's kiss, and it was just such a fun movie in the theater. I mean, it's crazy and it's funny and it's dark.
It's definitely not for everybody.
It's violent. Yeah, we say that about literally every movie, I think.
That's true.
Yeah, we say that about all of them. Yeah, what was your guys' like favorite scene or moment, if you guys had to pick one, or like effect or what have you?
I loved when she first came out of the bathroom after she drained her completely, and she was just a blob troll and walking down the hallway, just like, I can't believe she did this to me.
Yeah,
Because I was like praying, please just let her come out like a full monster.
and the reveal, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Once I seen that, I was like, oh, we're going for
We're
11
going
now.
for it.
Here we go.
And you just had to know she was going to show up at that New Year's show up.
yeah, like the whole
Yeah.
ending, I think was great. Like
Yeah, I mean,
as soon as it went to like that level and didn't stop going. To
oh
that
my
level,
God, it was predictable in a sense, but like even still, it was
and it
great.
was so funny
It was so great.
at that point. Like you're just like you couldn't help but laugh because it was so ridiculous.
It's so
Yeah.
ridiculous, even though it's like kind of sad, but like
You can't be mad though or anything. You just gotta be like, this is unbelievable.
this is
happening.
amazing, yeah. But anything else you guys want to add on the substance before we get to our ratings?
No, go ahead.
No, all right. I gave it an 8.5.
I gave it a 9.
I gave
Potential
it
movie of the year.
8.5 also.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of the year. Maybe I mean this and Furiosa for me right now. But
Yeah, this is definitely one of the horror movies of the year. For
100%.
Sure.
I think movies in general.
It's been pretty good for horror actually this year. So final recommendation for the substance.
See it ASAP.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Demi
see it
Moore is
ASAP.
great.
It's just go in expecting ridiculousness and just a
And
wild ride.
honestly,
it's just
it's a fun
craziness, a craziness.
Honestly, if you don't see it in theaters, I do feel like this is a movie that one of the big places will pick up, so it'll be free to stream.
Yeah. For sure.
And I've noticed a visual motif with that lady is like the hallways. You remember in Revenge when he's
No.
chasing her around
Yeah.
the building? And then that long hallway that kind of curves.
Yeah.
Like there's a
The hallway was
and that-
very shining in the
studio.
Yeah.
I did see the resemblance.
Crazy
in-
imagery with the hallways.
Yes, and it's just beautiful to look at. It's just she
does have a good eye,
She's
like,
a
very
great
similar-
director.
yeah.
A great director, and it's only her second feature, and I just can't wait for her third. I love Coralie. I don't know
Just
how to say her last name.
Crazy performances by everybody too.
Oh, Demi's great in
That
it.
she even signed on for this movie is insane.
Oh man,
And she nailed it.
Demi is great in it, and
Margaret Qualley's all over the place right now.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid was great. It's a great concept and just amazing
Quaid,
execution.
what a family.
You're right.
Gotta love them.
But The Substance, awesome movie. Check that one out, see it in theaters. And thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.